Hello and welcome to day 29 of our 31 days 2 splits challenge. We're revisiting a pose today that we saw earlier during this month, the Malasana squat. I am choosing to start here in a supported Malasana today, just for a couple reasons. Number one, I know this can be a very challenging pose for a lot of people, anyone with any knee issues. Last time I showed a few variations where you can put your heels up on a blanket or up on a block to kind of ease lifting the floor up, so that puts some ease into the hips and the knees and allows you to go deeper into the shape. Here with the blocks underneath of the sits bones, I am able to really create a long straight line all the way up the spine. So feeling the heart lift up, my elbows pressing gently onto the inside of my knees to create a nice opening in the hips. My belly is drawn in. I'm lengthening up through the crown of the head. Shoulders are softened, rooting down through the feet. So here I am able to begin softening into the pelvic floor, softening into the hip creases, so softening just my body in general, so that I can perhaps get more of a benefit out of this shape than if I'm really struggling to come into the pose and to hold it. So we can start here for just a few more breaths, really allowing, again, the elbows to press outward, externally rotating the hips while my heart continues to pull forward, pressing the space between the shoulder blades towards the space in front of me, lengthening through the head, shoulders draw down, and of course, I'm continuing to breathe, feeling my feet connect to the mat, and feeling that long line up the spine, watching as my breath travels and flows along the spine. Breathing and just really enjoying the opening that this pose is creating in my body in this moment. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Gently release any external pressure on the knees. I'm going to pick the legs up, bring them forward. You might feel a little tight and sticky in the hips and thighs, and I'm just going to come off of the blocks, moving them back to the top of my mat. And I'll get right into our other poses, our other movements, just noticing how holding that Malasana, supported Malasana, feels in the body. So framing our front foot, I'm just gonna rock a couple times back and forth, just getting some blood flow back into those spaces. And then I will hold here as always, knee over top of ankle, shoulders back, crown of my head, lifting up to the sky. Feel your right hip draw back, the left hip forward. Lots of space between my right heel and my left knee. And again, continuing to elongate the spine. Starting to notice how you've shown up on your mat today on day 29. Once again, thanking yourself for going on this journey. Sink the hips back, we'll flex, right hip pulls back. I'm gonna bring my fingertips back here as I shimmy the right heel forward and pull that hip back, reaching my heart forward, lengthening through the crown of the head. Good, melting my hips forward, back toes will curl under. I'll lift the knee, slide the foot in, drop the heel, squaring up my hips for my pyramid pose. The belly pulls in, the heart reaches forward. Continuing to adjust to square the hips up to the top of my mat. And softening, letting the forehead come to the knees, shoulders lift, my right hip continues to shift back, left hip forward. Good, breathe. Press into palms, elongating. And then a little bend in the knee. I'm going to step my left foot forward to meet the right. Coming into a forward fold here for a moment. And then let's roll up the spine. Taking my hands behind me, interlacing the fingers. I'm going to pull back, lift the heart, and hinge. Coming into a forward fold, reaching the knuckles up to the sky, squeezing the shoulder blades. Letting my torso hang, rooting down through the feet, lifting the tailbone, pressing the thighs back. Shoulders continue to lift up away from my neck. Flitting the arms down. I'll step it back for downward facing dog and drop back to my knees. Good. Left leg is back. I'll bring that foot forward, stepping it between the blocks, shimmying my right knee back a bit, letting my hips melt forward and down. Right hip continues to shift forward. My left hip is back. Again, noting that space between my heel and my right knee. Keeping my shoulders square, keeping the hips square, dropping the outer edge of the left hip, lifting the outer edge of the right. Melt the hips back, flex. I'm going to walk my hands back again on this side as I send my left heel forward, pull the hip back, and really feel that right hip adjust to shift forward. My heart pulls forward, shoulders are back. Breathing. Remembering that you are welcome to hold these poses for as long as you would like. And then I will shift my hips forward, right toes curl under, foot steps in, that right hip shifts, left hip pulls back, my heart reaches forward, shoulders back, belly in, breathing. Allowing myself to square up, reaching the heart forward. So keeping that long line in the spine that we started with our Malasana. forehead to the knee, shoulders lift, right hip continues to shift forward. Good, press into the blocks, elongate the torso, shoulders pull back. This time I'm gonna add that little bend in my knee, shift the blocks forward, and then step the left foot back to downward facing dog. Once again, coming here, shifting my heels more to the space behind me, pressing into the pads of the thumbs. Drawing the navel in, spreading the shoulder blades wide. Ears aligned with the biceps, kneecaps drawn up into the quads. Good, drop back to your table shape. Knees to one side, and we're gonna sweep around and come right onto our backs. Right knee in, extend it long, lengthen the left leg. Softening your shoulders. Maybe the forehead comes up to the knee. Just noticing how you feel. Doing what feels good in your body right now. Right foot on the floor, left knee in, right leg long, and then extend the left. Again, same thing here, reach through the heel. Good, feel your body long, back of the left leg long, reach through your heel. Bring it in. We'll hug both knees in. Bring ourselves up to our seated position. Thank you so much for coming to your mat with me again today. Enjoy the rest of day 29, and I will see you tomorrow. Namaste.